Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue our discussion on the what Narada Muni is giving the last instructions. He's telling Prajni Varshad that don't wait even for your sons to come. Even that attachment is also not needed. You just leave the home before coming. No need of final send off also. So this is like final meeting. No need of that also. This is also very uh, great realization. Oh, people think I have to uh, assign something for my children and no grandchildren. No, they will figure it out. Just get out. So that is the most intelligent thing a person can do in his life. And because this is what Narada Muni is trying to explain here. And he's giving this very important analogy because it is Narada Muni is not, he knows how to deliver his sons. So he's more interested in, I say, they will be delivered. Don't worry. You just get out from here. So that was the instruction he got. And then Prachni Barsha says, Arey, why did these people misguide me then? So till now I was guided by all these people, and why did they do this to me? So that was his question. Why did these people misguide me? And for that, Narada Muni is going to give, he gives the answer. So here people, they don't have this type of shraddha. That is the main reason. They're so much caught up with all these materialistic ideas, and no matter how big a person may be, so this tendency for materialistic ideas are always there. And even here the brahmanas who are guiding King Prachini Parshad, they were also like that only. And we were discussing yesterday about varnashrama. Anything, if you want to know, first you know the purpose behind it, so then things will be very clear. Want, we are not, people are lazy in understanding the purpose. They are just interested in the result which we get from it. Like I do this, I get this, I do this, I get this. And then after some time they stop thinking also. They just say, okay, let me do it, something good will happen. This is how people are stuck up. No, it won't work like that. We always have to question why, then only we should do. And here we see the living entity labors under the bodily conception of I am this, I am that. This actually Narada Muni is telling to King Prachini Barshad. We'll just see what all Narada Muni said here. The great sage Narada continued, the living entity acts in the gross body in this life. This body is forced by the act by the forced to act by the subtle body composed of body, intelligence, and ego. After gross body is lost, the subtle body is still there to enjoy or suffer, that there is no change. So this is about the gross body and subtle body. He's because Pashni Bharsha asked that, Arey, why I am suffering from the body which is from the previous life. Previous body is gone. I did action in the previous life. Why am I suffering? But Naradaman is telling subtle body is there now. So the living entity while dreaming gives up the actual living body. You see, this every day we are giving up our body and going and coming back. So through the activities of mind intelligence, the living entity acts in this body either as a dog or a god or a dog. And after giving up this gross body, the living entity enters either an animal body or demigod body or this planet or another planet. He thus enjoys the results of his past actions. So this is very clearly told in the scriptures how we are. the enjoyment, the payment is done by all living entities. How we are nicely stuck up here. And then further he says that the living entity labors under the bodily conception of I am this, I am that, my duty is this, and therefore I shall do it. These are all mental impressions. This is actually the topic we want to discuss today. The mental impressions. Uh, Actually, very important things. We should contemplate on this. These are all mental impressions. And all these activities are temporary. Nonetheless, by the grace of Supreme Personality of God, the living entity gets a chance to execute all his mental concoction. Thus, he gets another body. So, as long as the what is happening, this is my duties, and therefore I shall do it. These are all mental impressions. So, I am this, I am that is also mental impressions. I am this, I am that. So we have discussed this previously also. The ego is formed because of uh, ego is formed because of impressions only, right? So these impressions are also called samskaras, right? So samskaras you do, you give a ego, then a person gets an identity. I am this, I am that, and then that will make him do the actions. So this is what this shloka is telling. He labors under body. I am this, I am that. My duty is this, and therefore I shall do it. So based on the identity, action happens. Action is proportionate to identity. So we should have very strong, good ego to perform our activities. So that is the important thing to understand also. So action depends on identity. That is ego, right? So we have to give proper identity for ourselves so that we can perform things properly. This is the first thing to understand here, and this is what actually Narad Muni is trying to tell. But this is all mental concoctions only, because the impressions are formed based on our samskara. So that's why we have the samskara ceremonies that are happening to give proper ego. But not only that, there are this is sanskaras which we are properly planning and giving. Uh, Samskaras that are planned, but there are samskaras which are because of association. So, so there are two types of sanskaras we get, and planned one are only very few. What parents want to give and no, but association is what it also in initial stage we don't know. Without our knowledge, we get association, and after that we choose our association. So these are two ways we get, and that is actually forming our ego, and then it decides our action. So this is the system. So we associate, and that's why I say na, what is your association? Based on that, your action depends. Because association is giving impressions, impression is giving ego, and then action is happening. Like say, if you are associating with all the kids in the your class are very rich people, and you are associating with them, and they are all are having very costly dress and gadgets and all, it forms samskaras. Then samskaras will give that ego. This is I also want it, and then you aspire to get it. So So this is actually the system, how it happens. So why we say that we have to be very careful with our association, because that is how it is formed. So we have to be very uh, careful with our association, because that is forming our personalities, and that is deciding our actions. And then further actions, what they cause? They cause further impressions, that is further sanskaras. And then we end up. So actually, there is one more level. I will. It's a very nice thing to understand. I will explain to you. So what happens is, uh, first comes the ichha and dvesha. I like, I don't like, and when then it becomes there are different stages. First is the initial emotional stage. The initial emotion is I like, I don't like. So this also comes be- because of manas, and then there is ego is involved, where it says that I want it in this way only. So the initial emotion is there when I look at an object. Then what happens is then next stage is the physical response. So physical response is when ego is there. Otherwise, there is no physical response. Uh, and we have to understand that the object don't give any pleasure. The chemicals that are generated in our mind, that gives the brain, that gives the pleasure. So initially, when we encounter something, our program identifies as good or desirable. So I will write for you the 4 steps. This is very nice things to understand and analyze. So there is first stage is initial emotion. So we have initial emotions in the first stage, and then here, na, when we encounter something, so this is the uh, uh, then we encounter something, our program identifies as good or desirable. Then there are certain chemicals are produced in our brain. This is the reward system is activating. We call dopamine, right? So these hormones create a pleasurable sensation. What feels good is not actually the object, the emotional and chemical experience produced by our programming reaction. So initially, this is a pleasurable experience, right? And now what happens is, and now these emotions are connected to directly ego. Because of ego only emotions comes. Even though I have a desire, but it is connected to emotions. I will explain. Maybe some other seminar we should take, but I will tell this one aspect. Say if a mother is going to school to pick up the child. Now so many children are coming from the school, but nothing happens. When mother sees her child, there are emotions that are generated. Why? Because she identifies with the child. You're understanding? So ego generates that emotion. So manas is I like, I don't like. But ego identifies. So ego identifies with the pleasure and object. or person also. So this identification generates that emotion, right? So then this pleasurable experience, the where these things are generated, they are generated in the spinal cord, and that is the place where our ego is all there. Spineless fellow, we say, na? And ego is not there. This is spineless fellow because this is where the ego is situated. Even the modern neurologists, they also understand. It's actually the this part of the body where all the chemicals are generated of the pleasure chemicals. This dopamine surge and all this reward system, and so scientists says this is the produces powerful physical sensations. So this is because of ego only. Manas is just I like, I don't like part, emotional part, but identity what gives pleasure. So I gave the example of a mother and child, right? Now, third stage, what happens is now if we repeatedly activate the same emotional program, then what happens? The body adjusts its entire chemistry. So we repeat it. So I got pleasure, we repeat. So then what happens? First thing happens, the body adjusts its entire chemistry. That means the body changes. Body adjusts with the chemistry. You're understanding? That means I am getting used to it again and again. I am getting. So then we develop a dependency on certain on these specific hormones. So then we develop dependency. And then next thing happens is that uh, the programs become stronger and more demanding. So and then the fourth stage comes is we develop an addiction to the emotional state itself. So this is the tragedy. So dependency, and then there is demand, then there is addiction. What happens is addiction to the emotional state. And now if you don't get it, then these emotions they drop and we get punished. And the person want to again do the same thing because it's an addiction. He's getting pained if you don't do the activity. Even he don't like, he has to do it. Because why? There is dependency and demanding. Both are have come because body adjusted to it. So somebody is taking alcohol or tea, coffee, body adjusts. So then there becomes a dependency. Then there is demand. Then there is addiction, and then there is punishment. It's the cycle goes like that. So it's all started where ego, and where ego came from impressions. Impressions came from where association. So it all started where association. So association is changing our karma. So this I gave a negative one. Now if we have a good association, then we find good ego, then we start doing good activities. Then instead of here tea, we have kirtan. So body adjusts with kirtan. It depends on kirtan, demands kirtan. We addicted to kirtan. So either tea or me, Prabhupada said. So either we want tea or Prabhupada or kirtan. So it all depends on association. Association to ego, ego to association to impressions, impression to ego, then the actions. And when the actions are done, the body starts adjusting with the activity. Then there is dependency, demanding, and addiction. So 100% caught up in this cycle. So this is how the system works. So and We didn't take purport. We'll see what proper this is my purpose till now. We'll take proper purpose. As long as one is absorbed in bodily conception, his activities are performed on the platform, on that platform. That is not very difficult to understand. In this world, we see that every nation is trying to supersede every other nation, and that every man is trying to advance beyond his fellow men. All these activities are going on under the name of advancement of civilization. There are all these are there are many for plans to making body comfortable, and these plans are carried in the subtle body after the destruction of gross body. It is not a fact that after the gross body is destroyed, the living entity is finished. Although many great philosophers uh, and teachers in the world are under the impression that after the body is finished, everything is finished. This is not fact. Nardamani says in this verse that after death, one takes his plans with him, grihaniyat, and to execute these plans, he gets another body. This is called punarbhava. When the gross body is finished, the plans of the living entity are taken by the mind. And by grace of the Lord, the living entity gets another chance to for these plans shape in the next life. This is known as law of karma. As long as mind is absorbed in law of karma, a certain type of body must be accepted in the next life. So, when Prabhupada said, karma is the aggregate of fruitive activities conducted to make this body comfortable or uncomfortable. We have actually seen that when man was about to die, he requested the physician to give him a chance to live for 4 more years so that he could finish his plan. This means that while dying, he was thinking of his plan. After his body was destroyed, he doubtlessly carried his plan with him by means of subtle body composed of mind, intelligence, and ego. Thus, he would get another chance by the grace of Super Soul. Sarvasya Chaham. So, this is how the living entity, he wanted another chance to complete his desires, and everybody wants. Lord is asking, you want to come to me? Every time we say, no, 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 I have some plans to fulfill. Lord says, okay, take another birth. So here, situated on the vehicle given by material nature, and reminded by the super soul within the heart, the living entity struggles all over the universe to fulfill his plans, thinking, I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am an American, I am an Indian. So all these designations are of the same essence. There is no point in becoming a Brahmana in preference to an American or becoming an American in preference to a Negro. After all, these are all bodily conception under the modes of material nature. So this is very clear. One can understand the mental or conscious position of living entity by the activities of two kinds of senses: the knowledge acquiring senses and the executive senses. Similarly, by the mental concoction or consciousness of a person, one can understand his position in the previous life. So, what is my past life is what was my state of mind. I can know like that. So, there is English prose, says the face is the index of mind. If one is angry, his anger is immediately expressed in his face. Similarly, other mental states are reflected by the action of gross body. In other words, the activities of gross body are reactions of the mental condition. The mind's activities are thinking, feeling, and willing. The willing portion of the mind is manifest by the activities of body. The conclusion is that by the activities of body and senses, we can understand the condition of the mind. The condition of mind is affected by past activities in the past body. When the mind is joined with particular senses, it immediately becomes manifest in a certain way. So here Prabhupada is giving example. For instance, when there is anger in the mind, the tongue vibrates so much malediction. Similarly, when the mind's anger is expressed through the hand, there is fighting. When it is expressed through leg, it is kicking. There are so many ways in which the subtle activities of mind are expressed through various senses. So this is a very nice point. It says the mind of a person Krishna conscious also acts in similar way. Tongue chants Mahamantra, hands raise in ecstasy, and legs dance in Krishna consciousness. These symptoms are technical called Ashta Satvika. Satvika transformation of mental condition in goodness or sometimes transcendental ecstasy. So what Prabhupada is trying to tell is our emotions are guiding the body. Emotions are controlling the body. So that's what he is trying to tell. So here the conclusion is that by activities of bodies and senses we can understand the condition of mind. The condition of mind is affected by past activities. When the mind is joined with particular senses, it becomes immediately manifest in certain way. Oh. So if by seeing anger is there, the emotion is actually manifested. It's not controlled. Emotions are manifested. Emotions are manifested through body, either with eyes, tongue, hands, and legs. Right? So this is how the emotions are manifested. So when I'm angry, the mouth is speaking some foul language, hands are hitting, legs are kicking. If emotions are in ecstasy, ashtasatvikar, then eyes are getting tears, tongue is vibrating the holy name, hands and legs they are dancing. It's like that. So the emotions are manifested in that way. So then the next verse is sometimes we suddenly experience something that we was never experienced in the present body by sight or hearing. Sometimes we see something suddenly in dreams. So this is Narada Muni's analogy. He says that the shloka is that Nanu bhutam kvachanyena deha drishtam ashrutam kadachit upalabhyeta yad rupam idagri atmani. He says in dreams we sometimes, Prabhupada is telling, in dreams we sometimes see things that we have never experienced in the present body. Sometimes in dream we think that we are flying in the sky, although we have no experience of flying. This means that once in a previous life, either as a demigod or astronaut, we flew in the sky. Prabhupada is very kind. It may be a mosquito also, it can be fly also, it can be bird also, bat also. The impressions in this is there in the stockpile of mind and it suddenly expresses itself. It is like fermentation taking place in the depth of water, which sometimes manifests itself in bubbles on the water surface. Sometimes we dream of coming to a place we have never known or experienced in this lifetime. But this is proof that in the past life we experienced this. The impression to keep within the mind and sometimes we can manifest either in dream or in thought. The conclusion is that the mind is the storehouse of various thoughts and experiences undergone during our past lives. So, mind is the storehouse. Thus, there is a chain of continuation from one life to another, from previous life to this life, and from this life to further lives. This is also sometimes proved by saying that a man is born poet, a born scientist, or a born devotee. If, like Maharaj Ambarish, we think of Krishna constantly in this life, Savai Mana Krishna Padar Vindyo, will certainly be transferred to kingdom of God at the time of death. Even if our attempt to be Krishna conscious is not complete, our Krishna conscious will continue in the next life. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Prapya punyakatam lokam sushitva shashwati sama sushinam srimatam gehe yoga brishto vishayate. If we rigidly follow the principles of meditation on Krishna, there is no doubt that in our next life we will be transformed to Krishna Loka. Right? So we will go further. Next, he says that, therefore, my dear king, the living entity who has subtle mental covering develop all kinds of thoughts and images because of his previous body. Take this for me as certain. There is no possibility of concocting anything mentally without having perceived it in the previous body. So mind will not get a thought of that or impress or the dream of that unless you have some experience of it. That is very important. So take with certain. There is no possibility of concocting anything mentally without having perceived it in the previous bodies. That means any dream we are getting, that that experience is there in the mind. That's why we are getting. Otherwise, not possible. Something it is not there, then it will never come. So that's what he's telling. Krishna bahirmukhana bhogavancha kare nikataste maya tare japati adare. And Prabhupada is connecting it. Actually, the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is the supreme enjoyer. And living entity wants to imitate him. He is given a chance to satisfy his false desires to lord it over material desires, material nature. So false desires, they are all because of. Actually, important thing is this I will explain. These impressions, they are not just giving ego; they are giving everything. So these samskaras, they are all stored in chitta, right? So they only give ego, they only give manas, and they only give buddhi. So all these things are because of samskaras only. That should also be known. Because I don't like came because of the impressions. I want it came by impressions. And good bad also came by impressions. So all these things are because of samskaras only. So that's why it is satisfy his false desire to lord it over. So in the beginning of his downfall, as long as he is within this metal atmosphere, he has a subtle vehicle in the form of mind, which is the stockpile of all kinds of material desires. Such desires become manifest in different bodily forms. Narada Muni requests the king to accept this fact from him because Narada is an authority. The conclusion is that this is Prabhupada every purport Prabhupada is giving conclusions so that we understand them. The conclusion is that the mind is the storehouse of our past desires, and we have this present body due to our past desires. Right? Similarly, when we desire in this present body, we will be expressed in the future body. Thus, the mind is the source of different kinds of bodies. If the mind is purified in Krishna conscious, one naturally in the future get a body that is spiritual and full of Krishna consciousness. Such a body is our original form. Jivera Surupoy Krishnera Nityadas. If a person is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered liberated. Iha Hare Dase Karvana Manasa Gira Nikalaswas Avastasu Jivan Muktasya Uchati. Mancho Vivicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samatita Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So this is what Krishna consciousness is based on. We must teach people to absorb themselves always in the service of the Lord. So one who always engages in spiritual activity of unalloyed devotional service at once transcends the modes of material nature and is elevated to the spiritual platform. The devotee is therefore above the three modes of material nature and is even transcendental to Brahman platform. So we have to, the main thing is, this is the most important thing, absorption. So we must teach people absorb themselves in the service of Lord. So most important thing is this. Of all the things, स्मर्तव्य सततं विष्णु विस्मर्तव्य न जातचित् सर्व विधि निषेधासु एतयेव किंकरः. That's all. मन एव मनुष्यस्य पूर्वरूपाणि संस्तति भविष्यतश्च ब्रह्मन्ते तथैव न भविष्यति. O king, all good fortune unto you. The mind is the cause of living entities attaining a certain type of body in accordance with its association with material nature. See, association. Body, because certain type of body is because of mind. And mind with what? Association. So it all starts with association. That's what we were discussing. It all starts there. So according to the association with material nature, what we are associating, mind becomes like that, and it will determine what will be our body. So according to one's mental conception, one can understand that the living entity was in his past life, as well as that what kind of body he will be in the future. Thus the mind indicates the past and future bodies also. What we were in the past we can know, and what type of body I am going to get we can know with mind. So mind is the index of information about one's past and future lives. If a man is a devotee of the Lord, he cultivates devotional service in his previous life. Similarly, if one's mind is criminal, he was criminal in the last life. In the same way, according to the mind, we can understand what will happen in future. Bhagavad Gita it said, ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्न गुणवित्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति सामसा. Those situated in goodness gradually go up and up. If a person in goodness, his mental activities will promote him to higher planetary system. So that's why all this varnashrama, this, that, everything is there for this reason only, to bring a person in mode of goodness, his mental activities. You see, it's all mind only. So goodness where? Goodness is in mind, because it will promote him to the higher planet system. So that is the main purpose, all the rules and regulations that are given. If he has low mentality, his future will be most abominable. So to protect him, he has to be given this facility. And this facility is given by the Lord only. Said, okay, no problem, you do it. The lives of the living entity in both the past and future are indicated by the mental condition. Narada Muni is herein offering the king blessings of all good fortune, so that the king will not desire anything or make plans for sense gratification. The king was engaged in fruitive ritualistic ceremonies because he hoped to get a better life in the future. Narada Muni desired him to give up all mental concoction, as explained before. यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत् अकिंचना सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराहरा भक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेना सति धावतो वही. So we have to give up all our mental concoctions. So that is how it is possible, by good association. So Prabhupada, unless one becomes a devotee, or becomes fully Krishna conscious, he will certainly over a mental platform be promoted or degraded in different types of bodies. And the conclusion is that one should be without material mental desires. Anyabhilashita shunyam. So that is the conclusion of the best course for a human being is to favorably accept the transcendental devotional service. And adrishtam asrutam chitra vachan manasi dishyate yata tata Sabhyam Desha Kala Kriyashrayam. Sometimes in a dream, we see something never experienced or heard of in this life, but all these indicates have been experienced in different times, in different places, in different conditions. So this is actually a proof that when we get dream and we are getting so many other experiences, it's a proof that we might have got that experience in previous life. It's like that. So Prabhupada stating in the previous verse, it is explained that in dream we see and which are experienced during the day. But why is it that we sometimes in our dreams see that we have never heard or seen at any time in this life? Here it is stated that even though such events may not be experienced in this life, they are experienced in the previous life according to time and circumstances. They combine so that in dream we see something wonderful that we have never experienced. For instance, we may see an ocean on the peak of a mountain, or we may see the ocean was dried up. These are simply combinations of different experiences in time and space. Sometimes we may see a golden mountain, and this is due to our having experienced gold and mountain separately, or stars during the day. The conclusion is that every purport proper is giving. The conclusion is that these are all mental concoctions, although they have actually been experienced in different circumstances. They have simply combined together in dream. This fact is further explained in the following verse. We'll take one last and then we'll take question answers. सर्वकर्माणुरोधेन मनसान्द्रियगोचरा अयान्ति बहुशो यान्ति सर्वे समनमसो जना. The mind of the living entity continues to exist in various gross bodies, and according to one's desire for sense gratification, the mind records different thoughts. In the mind, these appear different in different combinations. Therefore, these images sometimes appear as things never seen or never heard before. So, I will. I thought I want to do maybe tomorrow. I will do the. I have to summarize everything because so much is given, and it is confusing also to remember. I will try to summarize everything so that it will be helpful for you to understand and what exactly the theme that is going on, and what here Narada Muni is trying to help Prachni Parishad whole chapter, because a huge chapter is 85 verses. So many sections are there. So we'll try to make into simplified way and see the sections and what concepts that are explained here. So maybe tomorrow we'll do. So first we'll take, there are questions in chat box, then I will take. The first question is, on stage in drama, people know about their true identity, and this is from okay, true identity, and they just play different parts in drama. So actors are not affected by pain and pleasure. But here in the material world, why ignorance is also given to Jiva? Because of this ignorance, one is suffering birth and death. So question is really ignorance really necessary for Jiva? In the drama, person will act as if he is happy and sad. That means he will not experience, like say in the drama, the person is meeting his child. Now, will he get the pleasure of meeting a child in the drama? He may not, he is acting as if he is getting pleasure. But in real life, his son comes to him, he will experience that pleasure. So in drama, if you are knowing, you cannot experience. Only when you are ignorant, you can experience the pleasure. If the person sees, oh, he is my son, then only you can get the pleasure. If you know it's a spirit soul, nothing to do with me, then you don't get that pleasure of meeting the sun. So that means I need ignorance to be happy in this world. Otherwise, I cannot be happy. So I had to identify with the body, then only I can enjoy with the body. I had to identify with my wife, children, family, husband, then only I can be happy. And that means I can experience that pleasure. Otherwise, I cannot experience. Person sitting in a theater, all the lights are off and no, in a dark place, the movie is shown, he will get maximum pleasure there because he is in ignorance like that. The ignorance is definitely needed to enjoy. Another question is it is given that thinking, feeling, and willing are functions of manas. Here, ego plays a major role. How to understand? Yeah, they are all connected. Actually, manas only thinking, feeling, and willing, but ego is what makes you do that. And like if you are not identifying with your house, you will not get that pleasure in the house. So manas to enjoy, the emotions to come, ego should identify. Na? Say now you are told, okay, you will go and meet your, you are going your mother's place. So first your ego is identifying my mother, my father, and my home in the village or wherever they are there, and then you are going there to meet them. So you feel that you feel that pleasure. So that is the point. So you are experiencing that emotions because the ego is there. So without ego, it's not possible. Yes, Gail.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I do have a similar question to what you just spoke about. You know, we say that there's pleasure that comes from the ego when you identify with um, either persons or objects. And then when it comes to the manas, the function is I like or I don't like, which sounds similar to either you experience pleasure or you don't experience pleasure. So is these two in that way sounds a bit similar to me. Because there's pleasure, the ego experiences pleasure, the manas also experiences pleasure. Because I like sounds like pleasure. No?
Yes, yes. Actually, the pleasure of manas is different, pleasure of ego is different.
Yeah, that's what I need to understand. The difference.
Hmm. Like, uh, if you identifying with certain things, you have a big house. So, what is going to get satisfied with big house? Ego gets satisfied. So, that is big house means big ego. His ego is not sitting in a small house. He need a big ego. So that is ego needs the identification. I am of a big country. I belong to America. So that ego is getting satisfied. Now, like and dislike is more on a food, friends, relative, and whatever things we are doing. That is there. If you
Also,
like
house.
something, ego
I
says,
might
I
like
want
house.
it.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
manas is also I like big house or I don't like big house. Some people like big house, some people don't
uh,
like.
so, so what happens is sometimes first manas acts. Manas says, I like it. Then ego says, I want it. So, ego is I want, manas is I like. So, this is the one main difference.
Okay, I want means because that also sounds similar. I like it. I want, normally when you like something, you want it. No.
No, two are different. I like is different, I want is different. Want means it should be part of me. So, that means ego is coming there. When you say I like, it is only manas. I like, I don't like is manas. Manas is not telling I want. It is only telling good, bad. Sorry, not good. I like, I don't like. I like, I don't like. It is only binary. If a person don't have strong ego, I like, I don't like, he just there only. Ego is strong, he says I want it also. So he works very hard. Like I also like uh, to become very rich. But if ego is not strong, I cannot become rich because I will not get it. I want it is makes him work very hard. So actually, it is so subtle. They are connected. Now I say I like this car. Now if ego is very strong, na, then I say I want this car also. So this is ego want to expand itself. It want to make it part of myself. I like this house. It should then I want this house. This house should be mine. It should be
Mm-hmm.
part of my ego. So
Okay.
expansion of our possessions is ego.
Okay. So it seems like the difference is that when it comes to ego, there is a sense of possessiveness, whereas with the manas, it may like something without possessiveness. Is it like this?
Ah,
That's correct, no?
yes,
Manas, it may like something, but it does not need to necessarily
possess.
take ownership of it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that, because it doesn't need to, in other words, there's like a when it comes to ego, there is some kind of attachment there, whereas manas, you could like or dislike something, but without that attachment or aversion, or not aversion, but you know without that need to possess it, or that need to um you know be distant from it, or something like that.
Yeah, means basically you don't want to make it part of yourself.
Well, you don't need to make it part of yourself. No?
Ego want that it should be part of me. I want is what is ego comes. When
Mm-hmm.
you say I want it, then that is ego.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Correct. Any other question, comment?
Oh yeah, just about the ego residing in the spine. So is it that that element called that we call false ego, it literally resides in the spine?
That is the gross manifestation. Means because of that, the chemicals are released. So we
Wait,
say na mindless fellow means fine. That is the like a where
wait.
the where,
What's the relationship between um, chemicals being released and ego?
say now you have hmm, your mobile, and there are certain programming that is done in the mobile because of which it is functioning in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the gross thing, it's the subtle programming that is given to the mobile.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it is functioning in a particular way. If
The
you don't
operating
keep the
system.
apps,
No? Yeah.
if you don't have apps in the mobile, if you now you are in the Zoom, if you don't have Zoom app in your mobile, you will not be able to function use the app, the function of communicating, right? That means
Yeah.
you need to have some programming.
Yeah.
So our body is like a mobile, and it needs some programming. The programming is the subtle body, man, buddhi, ahankar. So it manifests like that. Now, how you know that you have Zoom in your mobile? Because when you see that app, and then there is a certain function that happens. So similarly, ego will manifest grossly in terms of this chemicals that are coming and all. So you can identify, okay, this ego is manifesting. No, manas is like when you are getting, as soon as you feel very excited, you are very happy. That manas is happy. Then there are certain chemicals that are produced in the brain. So this person is happy. If you neurology, they connect everything to the brain, to the computer, and they can see, oh, chemicals are released. He's happy now. He's sad now. He's this now. So that's how you identify. That's all.
So you're saying we identify, I don't know.
No, no, no. This is gross manifestation. See, now ego, how the ego is manifested in your body. In
I
your
don't know.
body, if you are, that's what Prabhupada is telling. Na? If a person is angry, his eyes are red, he's speaking some foul language, his hands are moving, legs are moving. Based on how this body is controlled based on the emotion? Based on the emotion only body is controlled. Na? Now, if
Mm-hmm.
you are hungry, then your body will act in a particular way. You are angry, body will act in a particular way. You are
Yes.
sad, body acts in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
Body is acting based on the mind, state of mind only, na?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That means body is controlled by the subtle body, the emotions, buddhi, manas, ego. If your buddhi is there, you will attend the class. What is making you attend the class? First is you are identifying that okay, I am a devotee. Devotee means I should do activities of a devotee. Devotee attends classes, so I attend class. I want to learn more. So your subtle body is making you act in a particular way, right?
Yes.
So that is how it is manifested. Now I told anger is manifested how? Anger is manifested when your eyes are red or when your lips are quirling and your all these symptoms, hands and legs are moving to beat and all. Anger is manifested. Now ego is manifested as the chemicals that are released there, which are connected to the spine, so that they are that part of it is activated. So when the ego is there, like the brain behind part and all, they're considered to be the ego has three sections: in the front part of the brain, back, middle part, and back part. So different sections of the brain that is manifesting. When identity, like that mother is child seeing the child, where the chemicals are coming, then the chemicals in that part of the brain they are activated and you feel some excitement. Oh, my child. Why? Because then the scientists studied, oh, why you are saying my child, because these chemicals are coming. And they only know the chemicals are released when the mother is seeing the child, but we understand the chemicals are released because the ego is there. That's all. What scientists are doing, mother is seeing the child and then they study that there are some chemicals released in the brain of mother as soon as she sees the child and she is feeling happy. That is what scientists say. And what we say, yes, the chemicals are released when the mother sees the child because ego. Because she identifies. That means that part of the brain, ego is there, that's why the chemicals are coming and the mother is feeling pleasure when she sees the child. That's how. Understood?
Yeah. Those, and we're saying that the ego releases those chemicals in the spine.
Yes. Yes. That area chemicals are released. That's why we say ego must be at that place because chemicals are released at that place.
Oh. 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 Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Like now we say, where is your desires? Desires are from the heart. Why heart? It can be hand also, no? It can be leg also, no? Why desires are in the heart?
Hmm.
Why you say desires are in the heart?
Well, the the I don't know. I don't know.
Because manas is there, chitta is there in the heart. That's why. Because that part we are chitta is there. That's why we say it is in the heart. So your
Mm-hmm.
buddhi is at the brain. You say, Arey, what happened to your buddhi? Whether it into it to the knees. It should be at the brain. It should not be at the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we have one more. Yes, Mataji, you had Rupa
Yes,
friend.
Prabhuji, that has been of Prabhuji.
Then
Prabhuji, see, regarding this mind only, Prabhuji, you explained this now. So, what is that feeling means, Prabhu? It is not that emotions, Prabhu, thinking, feeling, and willing. Can you please explain that, Prabhu? The functions of the mind. Feeling is not emotions, Prabhu, there.
oh, they are emotions only. Thinking, feeling are emotions.
Because the function of mind, you said now, Manas, I like and I don't like. But it does not want to possess, right? That was that you explained, no, Prabhuji. Only the ego has this part. I want to possess. It's like that,
Ah,
no? Yeah.
no, if you tell Manas, na, this is mind, thinking, feeling, and willing. But
Ah,
mind is the conscious mind, unconscious mind, subconscious mind, and identity. All are manas, mind only. So
ah,
mind, if you English terms, na, will not correctly define the Sanskrit terms.
yeah, yeah. Before
Mind.
it was that, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So that's why people when they get confused, thinking, feeling, willing. It when you say mind, then it is not completely explaining what you are talking about mind.
Okay, Prabhu.
Because it can be subconscious mind also, unconscious mind also, conscious mind also. Like
Okay. So the feelings, it is emotions only, but anyways, right, Prabhuji?
feeling, yeah, yeah. If you say in terms of manas, it's like that.
Okay. No, you explain, no, Prabhuji, ego, that is, that dopamine, whatever it is, the hormone is secreting. That is why you have that pleasure, you feel that pleasure, you identify with that pleasure. You explain, no, Prabhuji. Now, that is only
Ha.
that feelings, no, Prabhuji. That's what I'm just confused with ego because its plays a major role. You gave an explanation about pleasure, everything, the person. It is identifying everything, and the emotions coming from that only, no ego part. So, but what is that feeling related to mind? I'm just want to know, clarify, Prabhu. That's all.
No, I didn't understand the question only.
No, Prabhuji, just now you explained in the class, no, Prabhuji, that from ego part, ego is identifying with the pleasure, person, and the situation, whatever the things, actions, no, Prabhuji. You explained like you wrote, no, Prabhuji. Can you please take that,
Yeah.
Prabhuji? Something now. You gave that explanation, no, Prabhuji.
1 minute, I'll open. First part or here, sanskaras,
No,
this part?
just go some more up, Prabhu. Just
Yeah.
more. No, here, not here, Prabhu. Just you wrote, no,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, I'm going. This
Here,
part.
here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you have written, no, Prabhuji, like, no, what is this one? It is that emotions. Is there anything before about that, Prabhuji? Manas, ego. Ego identifies with person, pleasure, and object. No, Prabhuji, you have written.
Yes.
When you see a
So ego is we identify with
something
pleasure.
food, palatable food, or you're likable, you feel that happiness. So whatever it is related, anything related to the pleasure or the emotions, it is identified by the ego only, Prabhuji. That's what you have given written here, no, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, yes. It is
Yeah,
identified with
that's
ego only.
emotions, right? That is emotions, right?
Ha.
But
Yes.
then what is the role of this feeling in Manas? I'm asking. Manas, it has that feeling. What is that related to? I'm asking to.
So here, na, like first you feel something, you want to like now you identify, then you start feeling for it. Now, when you identify with the country, you start feeling for the country. If you don't
Ah,
identify, you will not matter. Like say some
okay.
Somalia something happened or
Okay.
some country something happened. Now you will not feel much because you
Much.
don't identify only.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So emotions are based on your identity.
Okay.
So what you are identifying, emotions will manifest like that.
Okay.
So we are not identifying only. Then you will not feel any emotions. You say okay, fine. Something is
Yeah, I'm
like
identifying is my son, is my daughter. That's why the emotions come. Yeah, that
uh,
time. Just that. Then what is that feeling which is related to manas? I'm asking that only, bro. Nothing. That feeling.
manas
That
is only
feeling.
like identity. It is not the so manas once you identify, actually there are two levels. It's not just uh, one is one pleasure you comes from identity, one pleasure comes from the sensual level. This is more on a relationship level, or like you got a house. Now the house gives you pleasure. So manas is ego is
Mm.
satisfied, and
Ah,
now your children are coming home. You did not eat anything or sleep anything, but your
okay.
children coming home. So there is some pleasure in it. So the
Ah, okay.
ego, so when ego identifies, it gives pleasure to manas.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. The first level is ego. Oh, I have a big house. So whatever is experiencing in the house with my children, that is the level of manas. It's like that, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the next level
So,
is manas. It's like that, Prabhuji.
yes, manas. So
Ah,
sometimes
okay.
after manas also, like say, they act together. From
Ah,
ego,
ah,
manas is happy, and
ah.
sometimes because of manas, ego will say, like say now you are going on a shop, and then you like certain dress.
Ah,
So manas said, I liked it. Then
ah.
ego says, okay, I want it. So, so that happens like that also. Once you
It is interrelated, actually.
identify, they are
Okay.
connected like that.
Connected.
So
Okay. Okay.
ego, because you liked it, you want it, and
Okay.
because you have it, you like it also. Both are there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because it
So,
is yours, you like it.
but basically the ego comes first, next manas. No, Prabhuji.
In some cases,
It's
manas
like
comes
I
first.
like this, I don't like this. It is, but for what is first? Which comes first, Prabhuji? The identification, or I like or I don't like. Which comes
No,
first, Prabhuji?
both happen. Sometimes manas comes first and then ego. Like you went to a shop and you
Okay.
liked a dress. Then
Okay.
manas says, I liked it. Then ego says, okay, I want it now then.
Oh, that is randomly the manas is thinking, oh, I want this. So the ego is
Ah,
it is
and
like
manas is thinking because it have the impression. Oh,
uh,
I saw this advertisement and it looks cool wearing this dress.
okay.
So
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 the
manas
impression
start
is
liking it.
manas only, manas only.
The impressions when we see an advertisement, so many times you are
Okay.
seeing this cool dress, then yeah,
Okay.
then you want to have that cool dress.
Okay. So it is, both are again, it is competing each other like mode of like all that modes. Like it is sometimes this is coming up, there's sometimes this is. It depends on the
Not competition. They
situation.
are actually they are helping each other
Helping
to
each
enjoy.
So it is always bad only. But if you
Like
take
children,
spiritual
now
side,
you
it is
don't
good.
give they. Now children, na, you don't give them. They saw a chocolate and you don't give them chocolate,
Uh,
and now they start crying. What is crying? Their ego is crying actually
I want.
because they
Yes,
identified with the chocolate, and now they are
chocolate.
not getting the chocolate. Then ego starts crying.
Okay. Yeah. So
So
difficult, so technical details. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I have to hear from one more time. Prabhuji, regarding the dopamine class, please share that link, Prabhuji. You were saying before. No?
yes, Mataji. I have to take more also in that. I took only
Yes, Prabhu.
regulative principles part.
Sure, sure,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
yeah,
Thank
I
you so
also want to have one more seminar on emotional intelligence.
Okay,
So it
Prabhu.
is also a very nice thing. So I just shared one part today about how more things we can discuss on this emotional intelligence. It's also very nice topic to discuss.
You are telling about that four levels of mind, no, Prabhu, subconscious, unconscious. That also, please, Prabhu, if possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Emotional intelligence, Prabhu. Want to take
I want to take on emotional intelligence. It's
because
a
my
very
daughter used to say nowadays the boys They don't have this emotional quotient. I don't know what she's referring to. I don't know. Let me see, bro. Let me hear your lecture. Thank you so much, bro. Hare Krishna. Dandavat. Happy New Year, bro. Hare Krishna. Dandavat. Happy Krishna.
Thank you. Vrindavan Gopal.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, thank you very much, Prabhuji, for such a elaborate explanation. So, Prabhuji, regarding this ego, currently we are having a material ego. We identify with the body and the things related to the body. In the same way, like whatever our sadhana bhakti is there, it is also like it is a process of developing the real ego, right? And is there any relationship between like a different stages and stages of sadhana bhakti, like Adho Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Ruchi Bhav, and all that? And with the is there any relation between ego formation also are having different stages, the way the real ego is gets formed? Are there any stages like how?
I never heard about stages, but basically it is how much you are identifying with your guru and how much you are dedicatedly serving him. That's all. So that stages are not means I did not hear any time about them.
Okay.
Means there are no. Uh, we have to, when you are getting initiated, then you are getting an identity. You identify with the guru and devotees. So that is there, and at the stage of Nishtha, your ego is properly fixed. That is actually what is Nishtha. Nishtha means you are fully identifying yourself with Guru and Krishna, and you are fixed in the service. So that stage we can say that ego is completely from. Actually, it is there. Actually, it's a growth of a child, like how the child is grown till the age of 15 and becomes an adult. So at different stages, he will need different requirements. So ego also forms for the child. By the age of 15, his ego is completely formed. So similarly, for us also, our ego is formed like that. Yes, there are stages. True, for a devotee also. I have to refer to this Bhaktivinoda Maharaj gave a seminar on what is it? Obstacles in the path of devotional service, and one more seminar he gave. In that, he was actually mentioning. So I will go through it and I will share that points with you. You can get that lecture also. Maharaj website is there. But if you didn't get, I will go through it. He gave one lecture in London also on this. So if you can go to his site, you get, or I will also try to do some research from my.
Yeah, I think I have also heard that lecture in the obstacles in the path of devotion. Maybe I have to again revisit it.
Go through it, yeah. So then that ego part is there by Maharaj.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Okay, thank you all very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare